Good morning. Welcome to Today in LA with Mike Amos and his son Michael's calling in from Grayton Beach. And I'm Forrest Lee, and on behalf of the show, we would like to welcome Casey Wilkes and Haley Qualls. This is Haley Qualls here. This is Casey Wilkes. They're from Goshen High School. Haley lives near 10 Mile Branch, and Casey comes from the Elam Rogers community, but they're both seniors at Goshen High School. Thank you for coming. And a little bit about the background of these students. We'll start with Casey. Who are your parents and siblings?
My parents are Chris and Sherry Wilkes, and I have one sister, Morgan Wilkes.
Okay. All right, Haley.
My parents are Terry and Ruth Qualls, and I have 3 siblings, an older brother, Matt, and 2 sisters, Jessie and Grace.
Okay. And Matt and his wife are expecting a baby. When's the due date there?
It is April 7th.
April 7th. We're excited about that. The church that y'all attend, what churches do y'all attend?
I go to Hepzibah Baptist Church.
And I attend Collegedale Church of Christ.
Okay. The activities at Goshen that you're involved in, Haley, we'll start with you. What activities are you involved in or have been since you've...
Only sport activity would be cheer, but I've involved in like SGA, FFA, any organization that we have.
Okay. And so you've been highly involved since y'all been classmates the whole time?
Since kindergarten.
Yeah.
Were y'all in the same homeroom a lot of times, or?
I don't think so.
Not many? Okay. And what about you, Casey?
I've been doing softball, cheer, and volleyball, and SGA. And we're both in Honor Society, too.
Yes.
Is it the Honor Society? Do y'all have Beta Club still, or is it the Honor Society?
We just have Junior Beta Club, and then we have National Honor Society for high school.
Now, if I were to ask you some of the most influential teachers that you've had at all levels, it's an unlimited amount that you can name. Casey?
Probably Miss Coley in 3rd grade. Miss Courtner and probably Miss Gohagen.
Miss Gohagen. Is Miss Gohagen currently at Goshen? What subject does she teach?
English.
I'd probably say Miss Bocci in 2nd grade. Then I'd have to agree with Casey, Miss Courtner, and Miss Gohagen.
Okay, well, good. And we've had a pretty good football team this year. We were 6-4, missed the playoffs just by a touch. And I know that was exciting this year. Now, with the SGA, what are some upcoming events? What's going on at Goshen now as far as school activities?
Well, I know SGA is trying to get a blood drive for our community sometime probably in the spring, hopefully. And we are supposed to be having a fun run at Goshen on April 1st.
Okay.
Around the town.
That's April Fool's Day, I guess it is. And we have what going on this Thursday?
This Thursday we'll have a Veterans Day program, and the elementary school will come to the high school for that.
Okay. What time will that start, and where will it be?
It will start at 8:30 in the new gym at Goshen High School.
Okay, so 8:30 this Thursday at Goshen High School. The elementary will be there, the high school will be there, and you're inviting all veterans to come for that program. Do you have a keynote speaker, or do we know that just yet?
We do not know.
Okay. I didn't know if y'all had such, but so there's a Veterans Day program this Thursday at Goshen High School. Now, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about the cheerleader program. And there's some good news on the horizon. And where are we heading in December?
In December, we're going to Birmingham for a state competition.
Okay. Is anything going on this weekend?
Not for us.
Not for you. So the first weekend in December, you're going to Birmingham for the state championships? And y'all will be, how's that leveled? Will y'all be just 2A? Is it 1 through 2A, 1 through 3A? How does that work?
At our last competition, it was just 2A. So, like, every division competes against itself.
How many other teams do you expect to be at the state championships, or do we know?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. And where did y'all go to summer camp?
We attended Troy.
Troy University. And have y'all been to any competitions thus far?
Just the regionals
Yeah.
in Mobile.
Okay, and how did we do there? We qualified for the state.
Yes, sir.
So how was that trip? Was that overnight or just go down and come back?
It was just one day.
One day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's talk about our other cheerleaders that are on the team and your sponsors, if you will.
We have 5 seniors this year. Me and Haley, and then Haley Sanford, Jaylee Adair, and Sarah Matthews. And then we have 4 juniors, Parker Henderson, Peyton Riley, Harley Bennett, and Cadence Meredith. And then one sophomore, Abigail Ellerman. And then we have 4 freshmen, Anna Ellerman, Annabelle Granados, Haley Sneed, and Mary Jordan.
Okay, Haley, who are your sponsors, your cheerleader sponsors?
Our sponsors are Sheila Ballard and Mallory Rhodes.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump back to SGA. Who is the SGA sponsor at Goshen High School? Do y'all have like a lead?
Miss Kristen Kelly.
Miss Christian Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who are the administrators at Goshen High School?
Our principal is Dr. Rich, and then our assistant principal is Mr. Mumford.
Mr. Mumford. Okay. Do we know about what the enrollment is at Goshen? How many's in the senior class?
About
52.
52.
Well, there's about 60 or 62 in mine, so it's about the same size. And we're Division II. We're probably one of the smaller schools in 2A. If you had to describe your favorite thing about Goshen High School and the community, what would it be?
It would probably be like the family involvement we have. We always come together as one big family no matter what, and I've always thought even a small community, we're lucky to have that. So probably the family involvement that comes with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I enjoy how, like, no matter how old we get, we always remember, like, the younger kids and stuff. We're always working with them.
Well, in your downtime, what is some things that you do to relax, from the monotony of being a student and cheer and other activities? What do you have a hobby or an activity that you enjoy doing? Any hobbies?
Well, I enjoy reading. Most people would probably think you're a nerd, but I enjoy reading.
You're a nerd.
Yeah. So I do a lot of that in my downtime, if I have any downtime.
Okay. Reading?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of downtime, mainly sleeping, because I'm so tired from cheer and workouts.
Michael, any questions for Haley or Casey?
I mean, I guess, what are y'all's future plans? Do y'all plan on attending college after you graduate?
My plan as of right now is to go to Troy University and major in nursing.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, my plan is to go to Troy too, but to become a teacher and hopefully a coach.
What sports would you like to be involved in?
Really any sports like volleyball or softball, even cheer maybe. I don't know.
Looking back on your career as active in sports and cheer, who have been some of your coaches that have been very inspirational in your life?
Definitely Miss Amy Warwick
Amy Warwick.
and Miss Angie Thomas and
Angie Thomas.
and Miss Ballard too.
Miss Ballard.
I'd say Miss Angie and Miss Ballard.
Yeah, Miss Amy, that's Jack and Janie Waller's daughter, and she's got a brother, Lane. You remember
Land. Yeah, I grew up with Land.
that? Yeah, Lane. Yeah, so he knows.
Yeah, Land was a really good football player.
And Jack, we played when I was in my 20s, we played an alumni football game, and Jack Waller was king of the hill, and he was like 10 years older than us. Him and a fellow by the name of Joe Sanders. But when I think of Casey, I think about Byron and Miss Gloria. Gloria, her maiden name is Falmer, so there's a lot of Falmers and Wilkes in that area. And I would ask you to name all your daddy's brothers and sisters, but I don't know.
I don't think I could do that.
There's a bunch of them. And, of course, I kind of grew up around Byron. one thing about Byron and Terry and I played on the same baseball team, little league baseball team, but the Byron Wilkes, Jerry Wilkes, Keith Snyder, Larry Snyder, Kenneth Dusty Rhodes, um, um, Davenport, Tom Davenport, Bill Sanders, H.W. Farmer, all those guys were instrumental in youth activities. Youth started the baseball team, the little league team at Goshen, and some of them coached a little bit of football, smaller football, but those guys had a big influence in my life, and I just love when I see their offspring come up. Now, do either of y'all hunt? Okay, you hunt with your dad. I guess
Mainly Matt.
Matt. But who introduced you to hunting? Was it Matt or your dad or?
They kind of both did.
Okay.
So I go with Matt more because Daddy doesn't really have time to go as much as he wants to.
Do you like deer hunt? Have you been turkey hunting, deer hunting?
I only deer hunt.
Okay.
And sometimes dove hunt. But other than that, I've not been turkey hunting.
Okay. What about you?
I've never been hunting.
All right. Have you been on the Conecuh River with Byron Wilkes?
No, they don't take me.
They don't take you? Okay.
Dad said I don't want to go with Byron.
You'd have to wade through the water.
I think I walk about 10 miles before we actually start doing something.
Yeah. Let's make
So
sure.
can y'all get out and work every day? Or do y'all actually stay in school all day? I know when I was in school, in high school, everybody got out to go work, or if you didn't play a sport. Is that something still offered in high school? I don't even know.
We still have co-op fourth block.
Mm-hmm.
Some students go work.
Now, what are some of the other upper echelon, not upper echelon, but what all programs does Goshen have? Y'all have your Ag Academy that's pretty big. Mm-hmm. You can also learn to fly a plane.
Yeah, we have Ag. I think Haley's in Ag.
Yeah.
And we have Vo-Tech classes that, like nursing and teaching. I don't think they have teaching.
And then you'd get in the bus and come to Troy, past behind the middle school.
Yes, sir.
That's where the VOAG.
Mm-hmm. And then we have college classes you can take at ESCC and Troy University.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get back to that. You can learn how to fly in high school?
It's called First in Flight.
First in Flight. One of the first.
This is news to me.
Yeah. Let's name a couple of people from Goshen. They flew over the football game. A couple of them have. One of them's a Jackson girl.
Sydney Taylor.
Sydney Taylor. Okay, Sydney Taylor.
Last name. And like Colton Johnson.
Colton Johnson might have been the first one. His dad's a police officer or a deputy sheriff. So name those.
Where's the training at? Like Fort Rucker?
You take classes at Troy, and then we have an academy building on 231, and we have simulators there. And I don't know where they actually fly the plane.
I think they come out of the Troy airport, but they have simulators. If you go past, across from Walmart, you have that little Preston's, and then you go down, it's before you get to the Budweiser building, for lack of better words. Mm-hmm. And it's between there and Kimber. Kimber's behind it. But there's a academy there that Pike County, we need to get Mark Vazell and some of his staff on here, because Pike County has a plethora of academies in flight. First in Flight's one of them. They have a banking academy, a nursing. They have all
like
kinds of
international studies, global studies. There's health and science, so you can become like a nurse and stuff.
Now, when y'all graduate, will you have college credits? Mm-hmm. Both of us?
Not me. Casey will.
Okay. And what will that be geared toward, Casey?
Right now, I'm in the Global Studies Academy, so it's just my general studies. So I could go like any direction I wanted to.
Any direction. Hey, question. When y'all were with the cheerleader program at Goshen, are y'all allowed to compete in volleyball and play on the basketball team? So there's no restrictions. So you can play any and everything. And I think that allows you to be very versatile. And, well, Michael, any more? It's been a pleasure for y'all to come on the show. I know your parents are tickled. Well, you can see the replay of this show at 1:30 this afternoon, or go to YouTube or Facebook and type in TC2 TV. and you'll see.
How's the Christmas break work for you guys? When y'all get off for Christmas?
Think we get off around like the 15th, maybe? The 15th.
And go back when?
We'll go back January the 5th.
Yeah, it's probably around the 5th.
Yeah.
Will y'all have the whole week of Thanksgiving off?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's right around the corner. We got.
So in Alabama, I live at the beach, so we always have all these fall breaks that come down here throughout the year. Do y'all get a fall break, or do y'all just get Christmas?
We get a Thanksgiving break, like the whole week of Thanksgiving.
That's
Okay.
kind of considered our fall break.
And they get,
And you still get spring break.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering how that worked because down here we just see high school kids for like the whole month of October and early November. So I didn't know if it was like that in Alabama or not.
when is graduation day?
May 26th.
May 26th. You knew that right off the top of your head. Are we going anywhere for a trip? Do we know?
I don't know what the senior class is doing.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't even decided where I'm going.
Now, you got a good friend that attends Pike Liberal Arts, and her name is?
Brooklyn Fountain.
Hey, Brooklyn. I had her in class last year. She is dynamic, and I think the world of her and her family. Any shout out you want to say hello to anybody? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had, we're very pleased that Casey Wilkes and Haley Qualls could come see us today. We want to wish y'all the best of luck the rest of this year as you finish off your high school career, and best of luck in the future. And as the cheerleading program goes, good luck in Birmingham the first weekend in December. And this basketball season at Goshen, do we have a game this week?
JV's playing right now. They're about to finish up, and varsity starts the 17th, 18th.
I believe the JV defeated Pike Liberal Arts yesterday.
They did.
Who's the basketball coach? I don't even know. Girls and boys.
The girls' basketball coach is Rachel Taylor, and the boys is Coach Davis.
Coach.
Okay.
Like Coach Watley helps with JV,
Uh-huh.
and Coach Avan helps with the girls JV.
Yeah.
Coach Avant, and he does
Coach
baseball.
Avan.
Avant. Oh,
We have an
Avant.
Avan and an Avant.
Avant. And Amy
I'll tell
does.
you what, I've been to Goshen's gym. Their basketball gym's really nice.
I tell you what, Michael, the whole facilities have improved. The baseball field, the softball field. We need a track.
We do have a track team.
Yeah.
Our track team our cross country team went to state this past Saturday.
We need to boost archery now. Get archery started because you got the equipment.
I know our JROTC actually does archery
We're good.
as activities.
That's great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Casey Wilkes and Haley Qualls. And on behalf of Mike, Big Mike, and Michael, I'm Forrest Lee. Want to thank you for coming. And I've got a little gift for you. It's a bag of donut holes.
Thank you.
And y'all get one of those each. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our sponsors, Sarah. We want to thank Southeast Gas. We want to thank Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Troy and Jason Gregory and his staff, Little Caesars Pizza. And we'll be back after these messages.
It's that time again. Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's your trade. Get up to $5,000 minimum trade value for your trade this weekend. Appraisers on site for this event. Rush to Premier and get up to $5,000 minimum trade value. Nobody beats the Premier deal. Nobody.
They say people like natural diamonds form over time. When the time is right, you too will continue a legacy. Only natural diamonds to treasure. Discover natural diamond jewelry at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry.
When you think Troy Cable, think of a world-class network. Think of friendly, local customer support experts. Think of reliable internet, phone, television, and security for your home or business. Most importantly, Think of a hometown company connecting its community. Think fast. Think friendly. Think Troy Cable.
At cost plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I had it in the notes, but welcome back to Today in LA. On behalf of Michael Amos and Mike Amos, this is Forrest Lee, and we just had two girls from Goshen High School. We had Casey Wilkes and Haley Qualls. And one thing we have, this is their first year in cheer competition at Goshen High School, and they've done a quality job. They have been invited to attend the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida in December. So the Goshen High cheerleaders will be going to Orlando, Florida to participate in the Citrus Bowl. So that is a big honor. And so congratulations on that.
I feel like they should have brought that up. That is a really big deal for the field of good old bowl game.
Right. And we, I had it in my notes, but failed to mention it. But anyway, also cheering in the championships will be Pike Liberal Arts and Charles Henderson High School, as well as Goshen. So we have three cheerleader squads that have advanced to the state championships in Birmingham. And so good luck to them. And
yeah, we had a big night in Troy, Alabama. Wes Allen, of course, Wes is local, is now the new Secretary of State for Alabama. Of course, Betty Brett won, first female become a senator in the state of Alabama, which is a really big deal. I know a lot of people that know her as well. And then Kay Ivey, I guess, is 78 years old, got another 4 years to serve. So is that Alabama politics? Anything else?
yeah. Katie Britt, is she from Enterprise originally?
Yeah, she's from Enterprise.
And her husband played at
Wesley,
Alabama.
yeah. Wesley's from Coleman, played at Alabama.
Yeah. And Wes is originally from Tuscaloosa. And Miss Kay, she attends, is she from that area too? I forgot where she's from, Miss Kay.
Wes's wife, a majorette at Alabama. Mm-hmm. I know that. But, Wes has been living here since the early Johnny Williams days as athletic director. So I would say Wes has been living in Troy for over 20 years.
His son's on the baseball team here at Troy. And I cannot.
Oh, Davis is now with Troy?
Davis, I believe so. We can look that up a little bit later. But congratulations.
I know he's been playing at Shelton State and had a good couple of years up there. So that's good to hear. But congratulations to Wes. It all started in the Troy Athletic Department. Him and Roger Schultz got hired at the same time by Johnny Williams. And then Wes got into politics. And of course, his dad, I guess, was a big congressman, Gerald Allen, up in Tuscaloosa for years. And I guess politics were something he always wanted to do. And, geez, Secretary of State's a big deal.
It is. And in that office is Clay Helms. That's David and Sherry's son. They have two children. Adam is a defense coordinator at Clay Chalkville, and they got upset last week, 7-6.
Yeah, we didn't mention that, but Bob Parker, of all things. A school from downtown Birmingham beat Clay Chalkville. I couldn't believe that.
They lost their starting quarterback the week before.
Makes sense now.
Yeah,
okay.
and there you go. And but anyway, but
Well, defensively, if you hold a team to 7 points, you should expect to win.
right. But Clay, but of course, Adam is married to Lacey Bassett, and then Crow Hill Girl, and then Clay is married to, I think her first name is Bonnie, but her mother and daddy is Vicky and Anthony Everidge. Anthony's from Goshen, but Clay and Bonnie have been married. They live in Birmingham, but he works in that office with the Secretary of State, Clay Helms, from Troy, Alabama, graduate of Charles Henderson High School, baseball, football. And anyway, I wanted to mention this. Jeff Cook, a co-founder of the superstar country band Alabama, passed away. That was in the headlines of the Alabama.com website.
I saw Alabama in concert a couple times. He was a famous fiddle player for Alabama, and unfortunately, he had been battling Parkinson's, a very severe case of Parkinson's, and passed away at only 73. That is heartbreaking because Alabama's one of my favorite country bands of all time, for sure.
Yeah. And one of our favorite trips, Michael's, when Jody, Abby, and I went to Mentone to DeSoto State Park, and all the waterfalls. That is a beautiful part of Alabama, and of course, that is the area of where the band Alabama's from, in that particular area of Alabama, Fort Payne. And
did y'all go to the museum?
Well, we did not. It was closed the particular day we were up there, but we did not do that. But that's a wonderful place to visit and to rest and relax and enjoy the beauty of Alabama.
I'll never forget. I was living in Tuscaloosa when the tornadoes hit, and the horrible tornado that hit 15th Street. And I'll never forget. Alabama did a benefit concert in Birmingham, sold out the BJCC, and I had some connections. Ended up getting great seats to that show, and had to watch Alabama perform up close. And man, they were something to see live in concert. I saw them one other time at a festival somewhere. I can't remember when I was little, but definitely one of the greatest bands of all time. I'm sure they'll probably move on and probably bring in a new fiddle player if they ever want to play a few more shows. But definitely sad to hear. I actually had some friends send me some texts about that yesterday.
Well, this being Wednesday, November the 9th, are there any college football games tonight?
Yeah, there'll be some MAC games tonight. College basketball, started back as well. So, there'll be plenty of basketball games here around Troy. I actually watched some of that Montevallo game. They struggled against Montevallo Division II school. They were only up 34-31 at the half and then pulled away and won by 20.
Yeah.
I want to say Troy's got a game on Friday night as well before the Army game. Or is it Thursday night?
I think it's the 10th. And I'm not sure who we play. I don't have that schedule in front of me. I need to get it.
So that would be tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. And then, we got high school playoffs this Friday, and I've got the whole list of those. In 7A locally, Dothan is 8-3. Will play at Auburn 10-1. Enterprise 8-3 will play at Phoenix City 9-2. Hewitt-Trussville plays Hoover. Vestavia Hills plays Thompson. But locally in 6A, Pike Road is at Homewood. In 5A, locally, we have Charles Henderson 9-1 at Tallahassee, 7-4. Beauregard's 10-1 at UMS Wright out of Mobile. They're 11-0. In 4A, a local team, Booker T. Washington host Anniston. Anniston is 10-0 at Booker T. Washington, 6-5. Andalusia's 10-1.
So Booker T. Washington's in the second round of the playoffs.
Yes, and
I don't think that's been said for a long time.
Yeah, they're 6-5, and but it's going to be interesting what they do against Anniston. Big power team out of Andalusia, 10-1. Their only loss was to Catholic of Montgomery. They will travel to Montgomery to play American Christian, who's 9-2. Catholic of Montgomery, 11-0, will play at Jacksonville, who's 8-3. Also in 3A, St. James.
So So in Montgomery, is that Alabama Christian or is that American Christian?
I got American
Christian.
Okay.
I always thought ACA was American Christian was in Tuscaloosa.
That could be. I probably have that wrong. So that says American Christian, but would have to double check that because I don't think there'd be, unless American Christian would be in the South, they still should be. But it says what I pulled.
American Christian is in Tuscaloosa, ACA, but I don't know. Maybe I thought it was Alabama Christian was in Montgomery, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it says American Christian. It's probably, but let me check. I'm put a question mark. We'll check on that. 3A. St. James is at W.S. Neal. St. James is 9-2. W.S. Neal, Hugh Fountain, and W.S. Neal is 7-4. Trinity of Montgomery is 9-2. Travels to a dangerous Ronnie Cottrell team coached Mobile Christian team who is 4-7. Pike County 7-3 is at Alabama Christian. So there's Alabama Christian there.
Okay.
Would that be Montgomery then? Alabama?
That would be Montgomery.
That would be Montgomery.
Maybe they might just have mixed up.
Yeah. Well, American Christian, I made a mistake. That should be, I guess, Tuscaloosa area. Then in 2A, a lot of flavor here locally. B.B. Comer, 9-2 at Wicksburg, 6-5. G.W. Long, 8-3 at Reeltown, who's 9-1. Highland Home, 10-1 at Ayrton, 10-1. That's a rematch. That was a close ball game in Highland Home earlier. That's Ayrton's only loss. And Highland Home lost a close game 8-7 to Reeltown earlier in the year, or late in the season. And another special note, Tuscaloosa Academy, in their first year in the Alabama High School Athletic Association, they are 9-2, playing at Lexington, who is 9-2.
I have to admit, I'm trying to think of where Lexington is in Alabama. Do you have a clue?
It's up north. I'd have to look it up. And
Arrington, how many games in a row they won? Because they got beat by Highland Home early, didn't they?
Right. And from what I understand, their quarterback's hurt. Ian Sin.
At Highland Home? Or?
No, at Ayrton. The quarterback's under the weather. That's what some kids told me yesterday in class.
Well, I'll be honest. We got the flu bug down here. My little one, Millie, went to the doctor yesterday, and they said she's got the flu. And little first grader's got about 10 kids out in her class with the flu right now, so I guess it's just going around.
Well, I think the quarterback has an injury, from what I understand. Don't quote me.
I was looking the other day down in Florida. I feel like they maybe delayed the playoffs down here. I think the playoffs maybe start this week down here. I don't know if they start later or how it works.
I think Florida starts later. Georgia, the way their schedule is set up, there are 2 scheduled open dates in the state of Georgia. 2. And that's a long football season, but I guess it gives you a chance to heal up and all that kind of stuff. But
so you going to the Troy game this weekend?
Oh yes, I will be there. I'll be there. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to play.
You think there's a chance they'll be the first sellout ever in the school history?
Could be. I hope it's packed.
The biggest crowd ever, I guess, is Missouri, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Stadium holds about 31,000 since the new end zone expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be it.
Yeah, the Navy game, was that a pretty good crowd, the Navy game when we hosted them?
The Navy game was pretty good. Mississippi State came in Mullen. That was a really big game, crowd-wise. The only problem at Troy games is nobody sits down. So if everybody sat down, you would actually kind of get a better idea if it was sold out or not. Mm-hmm. A lot of people stand in the end zone. I think I read where Chris Amos said there's going to be 32 buses of Army, soldiers coming to the game.
32 buses. They coming out of Fort Benning and Fort Rucker?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow. 600. Salute. This is Veterans Day week. It's a Veterans Day celebration. Your local schools are having events. I know at Pike Liberal Arts At 8:15, we're having a breakfast for veterans and a ceremony at about 9 o'clock in the cafeteria. We just mentioned Goshen High School has a big Veterans Day celebration Thursday at 8:30 at the high school gym in Goshen. But 1A football, we'll go ahead and mention this. Leroy is at Maplesville. Brantley 9-2 at Linden 9-1. Sweetwater 7-2 at undefeated Elba. And that's some of the local 1A. And in the Alabama Independent School Association, Crenshaw Christian Academy will travel. Crenshaw Christian is 8-3. They will travel to Jackson Academy, who's 11-0. And I think Jackson may have beat them early in the year, but I think one of the players, the free safety, was injured, but he may be back. So we'll see about that. But that's high school.
Yeah, we got games tonight in college. If you want to watch Northern Illinois against Western Michigan tonight, I think you'd have to pay me to watch that game. Buffalo against Central Michigan tonight as well. And to round it up, you got Kent State, Nick Saban's alma mater, against Bowling Green is also tonight. So you got 3 MAC football games. Can't get into watching the MAC for some reason.
Mm. Hey, going back to high school football, just so you can mark your calendar around here, on Wednesday, November the 30th, the 7A championship game will be at 7 o'clock. These will be at Auburn University. And on Thursday, December the 1st, at 11, it's the 3A state championship. At 3 o'clock, it's the 1A state championship. And at 7 o'clock is the 5A state championship, December the 1st. On Friday, December the 2nd, you have at 11 o'clock, 4A championship. At 3 o'clock, the 2A championship. And at 7 o'clock, the 6A state championship. So that's November 30th, December the 1st, and December the 2nd, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it says here, Alabama Public TV will broadcast Alabama State High School Football Championships live from Jordan-Hare Stadium at Auburn University. It says digital with digital viewing on the National Federation of High Schools network. So
Auburn have a new football coach before that game?
I don't know.
You mentioned Charles Henderson. Of course, we had Coach Mason come on the show and did a great job with 3 of his players. They actually fell to Pinson Valley. I was reading 87-62, but you're talking about a 6A powerhouse out of Birmingham area, Pinson Valley, and Charles Henderson's missing how many guys? 8?
7 or 8, yeah. And they're the big
7
guys.
or 8 players.
Yeah.
So Charles Henderson will be back in action playing Park Crossing tomorrow night. So can't really determine too much about Charles Henderson until they get all the players.
Mm-hmm. Mark, how long a ride would that be for Charles Henderson to Tallahassee? About an hour and 20 minutes? Hour and 15?
Yeah. Basically like going to Auburn. I remember Mom and Dad and I used to always go meet Camille. She was half-gam at Auburn, and we'd always go to the Tallahassee Hotel. I think it burned down, but it was a famous place to go eat on Sundays. And Tallahassee's not too far. Of course, parts of Tallahassee are on Lake Martin as well.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't that exit 26, I believe? I think it's exit 26, but go support.
I'll never forget, I called a game one night in Tallahassee, Charles Henderson game, the year they went to the state championship game. And called a game with Dad up in Tallahassee, great game. Austin Ingram had a great game. Charles Henderson won. Drove back to Troy, and then my wife, who I'm married to now, was down in Grayton with some of her friends, and I actually left Troy at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and drove to the beach after calling the Tallahassee Charles Henderson game. I'll never forget that night because that was a long night of driving for me.
I remember going to a game, and I thought the speakers were going to just blast my eardrums. The speakers were on the visitor sides, and they would blow you out. They're purple and gold, I believe, but what I'm doing now is I'm looking up their scoring.
Their stadium's really nice, too. Their stadium 9,000 people, especially on the home side, is really big.
All right, let's look up Tallahassee. They are coached by Mike Battles Jr. They're 5A Region 4. Their stadium is the J.E. Hot O'Brien Stadium. They wear purple and gold. They're located on Barnett Boulevard in Tallahassee, Alabama. Their record is...
It's just 7-4. Is that what you said?
Yeah, but they are... Here's their record. They lost... Now, for some reason, I pulled up the wrong one. Here we go. Tallahassee. They defeated Reeltown 37-13. They defeated Booker T. Washington 21-12. They lost to Central of Clay 21-6. They lost to Beauregard 14-6. They lost to Marbury 22-20. They lost to Chilton County in overtime 24-21. They defeated Elmore County 26-20. They defeated Valley 25-7. Tallahassee defeated Sylacauga 47-14. They defeated Hopeville 35-7. And in the first round of the playoffs, they defeated Selma 49-16. So they...
Charles Henderson had just beat, I think, 37-21 at Selma. So that, if you compare scores, you gotta think they're pretty good, because Beauregard is the only loss Charles Henderson had as well. What you said that score was 14-6.
Something like that. And here's they finished in that region. Central of Clay is the number one team. Beauregard finished second. Tallahassee finished third. Elmore County finished fourth. Valley was 1-4 in the region. Sylacauga did not win a game in that particular region. So I'm trying to see. It says
weird. Sylacauga, is that not B.B. Comer? There's a Sylacauga and a B.B. Comer, I guess, in Sylacauga?
I would think so. There again, I'm not real sure. But
you know, the big thing for Charles Henderson, everybody tells me, is who the referees are going to be.
I've got a note about that.
Charles Henderson averages about 150 yards a game in penalties, don't they?
It's up there. The last time they played, Tallahassee lost 27-0 in 2019. The overall record is Charles Henderson has won 9 times. Tallahassee's won 6. But here's what I want to say about officiating as it relates to all levels of officiating. If you're not happy with it, you know, the kids, all kids need someone to step up. And that's another aspect of helping teach and develop kids in sportsmanship. Look for the next officiating class. If it's softball, baseball, football, if you want to bellyache, but do something about it. Go get trained and certified, and you become the official in stripes and see how fun it is. But I'm not trying to, we need more officials, but there are training classes. You can run a clock, but there is a big need in Alabama and throughout the country for officials, and go ahead and get certified.
Yeah, it's one of those situations I never thought you'd see this in the state of Alabama, a football crazy state, where Alabama High School Athletic Association is having to move games just to have enough officials. Really is sad to see. I guess there's a lot of people and parents and stress of officials just don't want to fool with. They don't want to be yelled at, and you got crazy people wanting to fight you after games. I mean, it's a crazy situation to say the least. But I know growing up, Dad used to always officiate, so I'd go to games with him. He'd referee basketball, and I mean, I'm sure I went to him when he was refereeing football games, and I don't know if he ever did baseball, but I would be up in the stands and they'd call him Curly, screaming at him, and I never saw Dad get really too stressed out about it. From what I remember, I think he enjoyed the excitement of it all. But I know Wally and Neil used to referee too.
Yeah.
I know Neil Armstrong did for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of guys that have done it over the years. I would imagine they're going to have to start paying pretty decent money. And if they pay decent money, I think you'll have more officials than you've ever had before.
I think they do, but it's time maybe to up the ante because the Alabama High School Athletic Association probably has a pretty good bank account, but it's associations who try to recruit and develop officials. And as you look through the state of Alabama, I'm sure the Alabama High School Athletic Association could tell you what parts of the country are in need, what part of Alabama is in need. And like Metro, Huntsville, Montgomery, Mobile, a lot of those teams play on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night because they share the stadium. Or you got to have, referees. And usually a crew, I think, is 7, but some crews now are down to 5 because you don't have the numbers. Even in basketball, I've seen a 3-man crew plus a clock operator. Well, I saw a ball game last night and only had 2 referees. And so there's the need. You got volleyball, you got soccer, you got wrestling, you got basketball, baseball, softball. And if you manage your money, it'll be a lucrative, not lucrative, but it can help you stay involved and stay fit.
Well, they're going to pay for the travel and stuff like that as well. These guys are going to be on the road so much more. I want to mention big news, Carlton Marshall, defensive player of the week, but 20 tackles away.
Yeah.
Carlton Marshall, the great linebacker.
Hang on, Mike. Good morning. Welcome to Today in L.A. Michael was telling us about Carlton Marshall. Who's calling, please?
Hey, Forrest, Will Matthews.
Hey, Will. He was telling us about Carlton Marshall. Start over, Michael, please.
Well, Carlton Marshall is Troy's great linebacker. I think it's his 6th year playing. But he's 20 tackles away from breaking the all-time tackle record in NCAA football history, which is held by a former linebacker at Northwestern. So Troy's got Army, who runs the Wishbone, La Monroe, and Arkansas State. So he has 3 games at least during the regular season, maybe a conference championship game, and then maybe a bowl game. So if he stays healthy, he'll be the all-time leading tackler in college football history. And I'll go ahead and say it right now. People need to start going ahead and raising money to build a statue for Carlton Marshall outside the football stadium or inside the stadium, because this is a record that might not ever be broken.
Well, because of COVID, getting to play that extra year, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's amazing. This is a walk-on linebacker that's 5'8", probably 215 pounds, and he's just been phenomenal at Troy throughout his career.
Where's his hometown, Michael?
He played at a great high school, McGill Fielding, down in Mobile.
Okay. You all right today, Mr.?
Will, what's going on? Did you rack up on the MAC games last night?
I didn't even touch them.
Well,
and I'm not going.
Tell us about the red wave that apparently it didn't happen last night. What's going on? I saw Herschel Walker's maybe going in a runoff.
Yeah, Herschel's about 20,000 behind, but they had a Libertarian that got 2% of the vote, and that's going to force a runoff in December, and it's going to be the December 6th, I think. And then,
so as far as any other surprises throughout the country, I didn't really keep up with it. I went to bed last night around 10:30. I don't know.
Right now, the Senate's going to be is 49 and 50 right now. 49 for the Democrats, 50 for the Republicans. So if Herschel doesn't win, then we'll be right back where we started, 50-50, and then Kamala Harris breaks the tie. So really, the Democrats will still control the Senate.
Well, you got Nick Saban's best buddy up in West Virginia. You never know what Manchin is going to do you?
Well, yeah, you're right, but he's a Democrat, so if he votes Republican sometimes, that's not bad.
Plus, we had history in Alabama last night with Katie Britt, becoming the first female to ever become an Alabama senator. She's got a bright future ahead of her. I've met her a few times. She's really, really sweet and I think she'll be great for the state of Alabama.
She's from Enterprise.
Yeah.
I know her daddy real well.
And then, of course, locally, we need to mention West Allen again. Congrats to West.
Westchester.
West lives in Troy, Alabama, and I don't know if he'll be making the move to Montgomery now, but Secretary of State, and then Governor Ivy, I guess this will probably be her last time running for governor, Will. What is she, like 78, 79?
Well, it doesn't matter. She can't run but 2 times in a row.
No.
That's right.
Well, who would be the heir apparent? Who would be the top 4 or 5 candidates next time, you think?
Well, Ainsworth, the lieutenant governor, wants it bad. Personally, I'd like to see Charles Barkley run for governor.
Does he have a home in Alabama? I mean, I know he lives in Arizona and lives in Atlanta.
Oh,
He
yeah.
might have a home in Alabama, too. I'm not sure.
He does. I like Charles. But I don't know. I think Ainsworth would probably be the man to beat. He's been lieutenant governor for 8 years.
Yeah, I met Charles a few times. He's a very personable guy. You can walk up and talk to him. I mean, I'll tell you what, they only say he's 6'4.5". But man, I mean, he was listed at 6'6". I think he's more closer to 6'6". He is a giant of a man.
Hey, Mr. Will, thought question. What are 5 key issues in Alabama that the citizens are facing as far as a regular day? What are 5 key issues of the state of Alabama?
Well, all right. Number 1, this inflation is ridiculous. Gas prices are ridiculous. The price of groceries is ridiculous.
Try living on 38.
Yeah, I can imagine how expensive it is down there.
That's crazy.
And one of the problems is, how do we get our stuff? Think about it.
Is shipped in with
18-wheelers.
18-wheelers.
Yeah.
And guess what they burn? Diesel.
Diesel.
And diesel fuel is $5 a gallon.
Well, I can tell you story after story. I'm in the wine business, and all my wine comes from California.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
imagine how long it takes my wine to get from California to Florida right now?
Or what do they do? Do they put it on ships, or do they put it on?
Well, I mean, we got big old tractor trailers, 18-wheelers, but we also have ships that we import wine and export wine from Italy and Spain that come over and take forever to get into port. And then once they get into port, they hold it in customs for weeks. So, yeah, it's a crazy situation I'm in down here.
And it's
really ridiculous what they've done. And as far as all they would have to do is open up the Alaska pipeline, and you'd see gas prices go down to $1.50 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
But they want
I filled up yesterday $3.10. What is it in Alabama?
I think that's
about $3.25, $3.30.
I think it's like $3.27. I put just a few dollars in mine. But like I said, if that gas price comes down, then everything else would kind of.
When I was over in Mississippi this weekend, it was $3.04.
Now, what is the reason why we don't have new vehicles on the lots? Is it because of parts, or they stopped manufacturing?
I'm sure it was staffing issues during COVID.
You don't have many new cars here in Florida.
It's hard to get them. Used cars have gone up.
Yeah. The value of your used car is probably about as high as when you bought it, even if you put another 30,000, 40,000 miles on it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I keep on asking people, is there a chance Alabama could lose another game to Ole Miss this weekend? Or you think they'll finally play, I guess, their best game of the year? You've definitely not seen Alabama play their best game of the year. I mean, Alabama could possibly lose a third game when a lot of people had them, unanimous almost preseason number 1. Would this be the most underachieving Alabama team in the history of Alabama?
This is the first time since I can remember Alabama's got no shot at winning the national championship. No
Well,
shot.
I mean, LSU plays at Arkansas and at Texas A&M. I mean, crazier things have happened.
They'll win both.
If you win the SEC championship, it would be a hard case not to put somebody in with 2 losses. But you would have to have it'd be a miracle for LSU to lose to A&M, in my opinion.
I don't think LSU's going to lose either game. I really don't.
How will they fare against Georgia?
If Arkansas beats them this weekend for some reason.
How would they fare against Georgia?
Get blown out.
Yeah.
Georgia beat them 3 or 4 touchdowns.
You never know.
Georgia's officially the new Alabama. I mean, Kirby Smart, he's probably going to end up winning 4 or 5 national championships when it's all said and done.
And, and look at the difference. Georgia plays defense. Alabama does not play defense.
I was saying the other night during the game, I kept on telling my wife, I was like, we just got to let them score. That's our only chance to get the ball back and win the game.
And they scored too quick. I mean, LSU scored too quick. And,
but Alabama, they couldn't. It was just like Tennessee all over again at the very end. They came down to the field goal, but Alabama stalled 3 straight plays on. Ended up having to kick the 46-yard field goal. Alabama should have tried to score a touchdown there and win it.
I agree. But there you go. That's that Bill O'Brien.
Yeah. Well, Forrest, we got to wrap it up.
Okay. Well, Will, anything on tap for you today or this weekend?
No, I'm going to go. I tell you what, if you haven't been to the Peanut Festival, you need to go. It's unbelievable.
Well, good. Well, the Peanut,
when is it? People out there the other day.
Is it in Saturday night?
It's Sunday.
It ends Sunday night. So the Peanut Festival?
Sunday at 6.
Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Sunday at 6.
Okay. So we got the Peanut Festival going on. Troy University plays Army. 2:30 this Saturday. Let's pack the vet. We want to thank you for watching us. We want to thank Big Mike, and on behalf of Mr. Mike and Michael, this is Forrest Lee. Thank you for tuning in to Today in L.A. You can see the replay at 1:30. Tomorrow we'll have our Pick'em show, and on Friday we have Lynn Johnson, who played for Shug Jordan at Auburn University, will be on our show Friday morning. And we'll see you bright and early in the morning. Thank you very much for joining us.